Welcome all. Our today's topic is going to be about the team managed projects. In short, team managed projects are actually created when you want to have the whole control over the project that you're actually working on. So you want to create the workflows by yourself. You want to be able to manage everything by yourself, and also you want to get your team, uh, you want to get to work as quickly as possible with your team. Now, the first thing is that a team managed project can actually be created by anyone, while as the company managed projects can only be created by the Jira administrators. So that is the first thing that I want um, to tell you. The second thing is that, as you can see from the team managed project, you have this simplified version of the board right here. So what you can actually do, you can go ahead and create the task right away in here. So when you actually click on it, there are going to be some options like to assign to yourself. There are going to be some other things like releases. There are going to be something for the automation. So as you can see, it's kind of a pretty limited when it comes to the issue. But everything is actually pretty fast. Okay, the other thing that you actually need to know is that usually within the Kanban project, when you actually the move the issue to done status, automatically after some time, so actually it's not after some time, after 2 weeks, the issues from the Kanban board get cleared automatically. So from here, they get cleared. And there is actually another interesting thing in here, which is something like bulk deleting the issues. So if you go here, you can say clear to done issues, and as you can see, you can go ahead and you can see the done issues right here. And when you go for the done issues right here, it automatically redirects you to the JQL, basically stating the status category of done. Now, what actually this means? By default, Jira has three status categories: to do, in progress, and in done. So this means that within your workflow that you can actually define in this project, so this is if you go for the manage workflow, and within this workflow you can add, let's say you can actually add another status in here. And when I add, let's say for example, I want to name this approved and want to call it like that, and I'm gonna put it right here, and I'm going to say, update the workflow for these issues right here. Okay, so the next thing you're going to see is that by done, you get another column created in here that is called the approved. But that is actually something that we do not want. So we're going to delete this column right here. We're going to save the changes, and basically that's it. Also, you can add transitions, right? So you can actually go ahead and add a transition from to do to in progress. And I can say, I don't know, I can say test, And this is how you actually create your own transition. Even yeah, and you can actually have some rules in here that you can actually apply. Restrict who can actually move an issue, restrict to when an issue has been through a specific status. So these are actually some interesting things that that you want to have, right, within your workflow, of course. And this right here that you can see in here, this is like in the company managed project if you had the issue layout, but in here this is for the team managed project. And then when you have that kind of a layout, you also have the option to edit the workflow as well. So this is what you actually want to have. So for example, reporter, when reporter is like empty, it's not going to show. So I'm going to first save changes that I actually made in here. And basically that is going to be everything when it comes to this. So when you click on this cog right here, what you have are the columns and statuses. So if you actually create your workflow, but that workflow is not associated with the columns on the board, workflow is, well, basically useless, because you create a workflow with statuses, but those statuses are not reflecting to the board. So every time when you create a workflow, it needs to reflect on the board itself. Now, you also have custom filters that you can actually create. And for the filter query, like in company managed projects, you can go ahead and create your own filter. Now, this is also an interesting thing in here. So to add um, like card cover images, like for example, when you have like test, in here you can actually add your image if you actually want to do that. So if you want this to be more, let's say for example, more descriptive, you can go ahead and you can actually add some of the images right here. Right, so instead of people, you're actually having access, and also you have like done notifications. So these are actually interesting events of the notifications. There is also the automation for the team managed project, so you can also create automation. And instead of having the issues and then you have like the layout like in company managed project, everything is under issue types. Now for the features, you also have the option to enable the backlog for the Kanban, so the Kanban can have its own backlog as well. So you can actually enable that. Let's say I don't want to be like, I don't want to see like development. So I just toggle everything off from the development, and now I have like backlog, I have a timeline, and I have a board. So that is something that is needed to know. Alright, so you also have the management of the custom fields in here, where of custom filters, sorry, where you can actually create your custom filters. And as you can see, there are not so much things for the boards that you can actually do, because as you can see, if you remember, when you go for configuration of the board in the in the company managed projects, there are sections like general, like columns, like card layouts, like swim lanes, all of those things. And as you can see in here in the team managed project, well, you actually do not really see those, because team managed projects is like really focused on the it's really focused on the rapidness of of a project by solving the issues and being managed by that current project admin. So the project admin is actually someone who, well, is in charge of that team managed project, and they're actually the ones who are responsible for all of the configurations that they have made. So now the question is like, am I going is my project suitable want to be a team managed or a company managed? Like 90% you're gonna be creating a company managed project, especially if you're actually, well, there as a Jira admin. Now, the team managed project also could be created by the request from users. Let's say they're saying like, I want to start everything quickly. I want to be able to manage all of the changes within a project by myself. I want to set the automation rules by myself. I want to change how the workflow is doing. I want to add some additional statuses. So when there is that um, description of someone wanting to do everything by themselves, team managed project is for them.